asking me about interviews and how to crack them and stuff like that. But Miss Priya Patil 30 on Instagram asked me this question, which just reminded me of this experience that I had. Her question was, are there fake interviews also held for cabin crews, and what can she do about it? This reminded me of the time that apparently maybe I also went to a fake interview, so let's back it up. This was in 2013, I believe. 13, 14, should be 13. And yeah, it was 13. So 2013, before I got this job, I gave one last interview, and that interview was actually fake, I think. So I'd only given about like 2 or 3 interviews before this. 3 interviews actually, before the one that I got. So this interview was not really, like the airline was not specified. They said it's a consultancy. Consultancies basically acquire people and give them to the airlines for interviews. So they're not really giving you the job, they're giving you the interview. They're kind of like an HR, kind of an interview HR. So that's what they do. So this was a consultancy, and I had heard this before once, but they just called me on the phone, but like go there, and then they said that write our name on the resume. I was like, okay, cool. So I thought that's all that they do. But this one said that come to us, we need to interview you first and then we'll send you for the airline. We're like, okay, fine, okay. And so I just got ready, and I used to get ready like a boss at that time, you know, foundation like 3 layers. I used to really get ready at that time. I mean, fresh out of Frankfurt, used to follow everything. I used to dress up so well and make nice hairstyle and everything, okay. So I got ready, and if you know, now this interview was supposed to be held in Noida. Now first thought, I was like, even we were like, according to our knowledge, all the offices are in Gurgaon. But we were like, okay, maybe this one is in Noida, we don't know about all the airlines. We were like, fine. So I got ready in my skirt and shirt and everything. I used to wear a skirt, not a pant, but now I recommend that you wear a pant because it's easier if something like this happens to you. So I was in my car. Thankfully, my mother always goes everywhere with me. If there's like an interview, first year or something, she always goes with me just to make sure everything is safe and it's nice. So she went with me, she drove me to Noida. This interview was in Noida, and if you know Delhi, Noida is far from pretty much everywhere in Delhi. I mean, of course, places that are near Noida are near it, but then, you know, it's very far off place. It's in NCR, so it's outside Delhi basically, kind of, sort of. So we went there and we had to ask the way. I mean, it was so far, then whenever we were asking people that we have to go to there, what's the way, they were like, why are you going there? It's so far, you know? That's literally what they were saying. So we were like, yeah, so it was basically too far, and my brother was there too. It was such a long way, like 2 hours minimum, okay? Traffic and stuff, it was just really bad. So we went there, spotted the place. There was just a bunch of offices. If you're from Delhi, you know Dwarka, where there are lots of offices in a little complex. It was like that. We were like, an airline's offices here? Okay. They had not specified that they're consultancy and stuff like that. They just said that we'll take your interview here first, and then you'll go for the next round. So we didn't know if this is the airline speaking on the consultancy. It was still a bit unclear, okay? Because I thought the airline people were there. But we were like, they're holding it here. We were like, okay, let's not think too much. I was in my skirt in this packed office place, not really good for going in a skirt, properly groomed and everything. I was just so nervous. I was like, am I in the right place? Now my mom cannot climb stairs because it's knees problem, medical, yeah, okay. So me and my brother went up, and as we were going up, the building was very not airline type. I'll explain it to you in a while. Okay, we went up the stairs, we're like, fine. It was the 2nd floor, I guess, and there was just, we saw other offices. We're like, what kind of a place is this? Because you could only have like one office there, nothing else. And we're like, an airline operates from here, okay. So we go there. Not a lot of people. There's just a peon outside, like a secretary. He's like, okay, sign your name here. So inside, nobody is there. It's a very weird looking office where there's not a lot of furniture. Seems like it was a very old office. Now it does not work at all. But I'm like, fine. I went inside. People were being very, you know, formal and official with me. But then the way they were dressed up, it was very casual. I'm like, is this airline office? Having questions, red flags. I was like, okay, whatever, we don't know about it, okay. So then she sent us into a waiting room, which was actually like, this was one place, but then they had put dividers to make different cabins or rooms. So she sent us in a little corner room where there was like one sofa, really weird, where like you would probably send someone for a punishment. It looked like that. It was really weird, like a triangle shaped room, because it was of course made by themselves. So it was not a room, it was just a corner. So we sat there, we're like, fine. My brother's like, it's okay, don't worry. So then they called me. Now they called me, so there was this man. So I go, I'm like, yeah, hello sir. I'm like, this is an airline, there's not a single logo, and outside it says the name of the company. I'm like, okay, this is definitely not the airline, something is up, but let's see. Thankfully not a lot of people were there. It's not thankful actually, there were not a lot of people there, not a lot of people giving interviews. Nobody was there basically, it was just office people. I'm like, really? Nobody came to give the interview? Okay. But still I went, and then so I go in the office. He's like, yeah, he seemed very strict and like uptight. And then I gave him my resume. I was just being really nice, following all my Frankfurt protocol, how to give an interview and everything. Just being very rude with me. I don't remember exactly, it was 3 years ago, so I don't really remember exactly what he said, but I know what he made me feel. You know, they say that a person won't remember what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel, and that's what I remember. He made me feel very small, and after the interview was done, he was like, look, what's your name? Bhairavi, okay. You know, you have a lot of improvements that you need to make. I'm like, and I've never heard this before. I mean, I know my good points and bad points. He's like, you need to up your confidence. Your communication skills are really bad. I used to be praised for my communication skills in Frankfurt. Okay, and then he's like this. I'm like, whatever my teachers used to tell me, he's saying the exact opposite, and I don't think it went that bad. And then he's like, and then you also had that, this little mark, if you can see, this mark. You can't have marks when you're becoming a cabin crew, right? I used to I used to hide it with foundation and everything. I've done a video about that also. So he was like, you have that also, you need to hide it. And I had very well hidden it then. He's like, you need to fix that also. This does not work. Like, he was making me feel bad for my physical self also. Then, I don't know, he just made me feel really small and bad and criticized me so badly. And then he was like, you're not ready for the interview basically. We do get airlines a lot, this airline, that airline. I don't think you're fit to go for that airline. And he also said the name of few airlines. I mean, 2 interviews I'd given, right? So he said the name of those airlines too. And I'm like, dude, I went, like, one airline I was selected for, second airline I went in the last round. I'm like, dude, seriously, you think they're not gonna consider me? They've already done that. But then he was like, no, you can't, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. And then he said it very rudely and harshly, and he was like, if we have some interview, we'll call you back, but I don't think you'll be able to make it. You really need us. Like, he was making me feel that I need them because I suck, and I need them to give me a job, and I should really be thankful for them that they're even considering me, blah, blah, blah. He's like, we'll keep your resume, but then I don't think you'll be able to make it. I'll really have to work hard, make some calls, but then I'll think about it. Very confusing. Because I did not feel like any airline was involved. They did not give me the complete information on the phone. This person just made me feel pathetic about myself, and what the hell is going on? This was not even an interview. I just went there to get insulted. He really insulted me badly, okay? I felt really bad. I was like, this is not true, and why is he saying that? But I couldn't say anything back. And so I went there. I was like, you know what? Whatever it is, let's just get the hell out of here. I told my mom. My mom was like, this place does seem fishy. And I also told her, she's like, you never know. These things happen, you know? It was just a really, really weird experience. But don't get hoaxed like this, okay? Yeah, I just said this because I care for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck for all your interviews, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.